Hello guys, welcome back to the new session of Programming Problem Breaker. So in this session we are gonna solve a problem of SQL. So you can see this SQL problem has been a part of Microsoft interview questions, and in question you can say we have given a data set. So you can see in data set we have three tables. First table is user dimension, second is ACC dimension, which can be the account dimension or the paying. You can see in data they have done this paying customer, and after that they have give us ms download facts, means the download facts of the particular data. It can be anything. So first we can see the data. So first let me show you the SQL terminal, which will be this. So you can see by using the SQL probe we can just I have the data set in SQL probe which I have already created. So you can see we have the three tables. First is ms user dimension, second one is ms account dimension, and the third one is ms download. So now you can see in the ms user dimension we have the two rows, or you can see we have the two columns which has data like users ID and the users account ID. And we can see in the Microsoft's account dimension we have the two rows columns, which is first is account ID and the second one is paying customer. So you can see it's the details of the customer, which is if a customer is paying or a customer is not paying. So you can see this is the data of the account. So from the first and second table, we can see account ID is the reference key. So we can the reference to join both the tables. And as from the previous, we can just run our third table, which is user ID, downloads, and date. So you can see in this table, download facts, Microsoft download fact, we have the date, and date is linked with the user ID and for a particular download. So you can see we have the downloads data of the particular user on the particular date. So now we can just go through our problem and we can just start solving, or we can start breaking this problem into a smaller segments, and we can start approaching this problem. So you can see in problem statement they have said is find the total number of downloads. So you can see it's the main problem of the course for paying and non-paying users. So you can see it has already said that for paying user and for the non-paying users by date. So you can see we have to find the data by date. You can just start this. Include only records where non-paying customers have more downloads than paying customers. So it is our filter segment, or we can just start filtering by this. So you can see it is a statement for which we can filter the data. And the last segment is the output should be sorted by earliest date first and contain three columns: date, non-paying downloads, and paying downloads. So you can see it has already said that what it needs to be the output, what the output look like needs to be look like. So you can see three columns, which will be the three columns. First is date, non-paying downloads, and the paying downloads. So you can see the three downloads which can be this. Okay, so now we can just go around by approaching our problem. So we have to find the total number of downloads for paying and non-paying users by date. So for paying and non-paying users, first we can just filter out the date. So you can see we have given a timestamp in the ms download facts table. So first what we can do is we can just filter out the date from the ms download facts. For that we can see we can just write the select star from ms downloads facts, and we can write here the date, or the name of the column will be date. Now you can see we have given us the date, so we can name this column as a date. You can see it will be date. So now we have the our date. So you can see what there's a find the total number of downloads for paying and non-paying users by date. So what they have said is first find the date, and according to the date find the paying downloads total number of some. So you can see where is the downloads is in the MS download facts table. First let me show you the data how I gonna analyze this. So you can see for the user ID 1 we have the two rows, one this and one this. So we can just add this, so it will be the 18, and it will be for the months of tense, you can say. So if we filter out the data by date, so you can see in first month the user ID 1 has 10 downloads, and for question in question you can see they have said is downloads for paying and non-paying users. So you can see in one date table we have also the paying and non-paying. So you can see MS account dimension, which is the table. So in table you can see we have account ID and paying customers. So account ID is 101 and paying customer is yes no no. So you can just start by executing this statement. So you can first join the paying customer table, and first we have to join all the three tables. So we can just first write the MS download facts as aliasing as D, join MS account dimension or aliasing as A on D dot. So you can see MS download facts and MS account dimension as does not have any common column. So first now what we'll do is we will join the MS download facts table with the MS user dimension table. So first our table is MS user dimension. So you can see we can just join the MS user dimension with the MS download facts. So now you can see D join MS user dimension aliasing as U on D dot user ID comma is equal to U dot user ID. So you can see we have joined the board table. Now we'll join the third table, which is a MS account dimension. So what we'll do is we'll just add another table, which is join MS account dimension A aliasing as A on A dot. You can see what is the common is user ID, and user ID is in user dimension. A dot user ID is equal to U dot user ID account ID. So now you can see we can just move forward with our the next approach, which is for calculating the downloads as paying downloads and non-paying downloads. So in output what we saw, this first is date, second is non-paying download. So for calculating the non-paying downloads we can just say case when in table MS account dimension, or in table MS account dimension we have the paying customer. So we'll just filter out by using the paying customer, because the account ID 102 with the paying customer knows the user which is non-paying downloads. Case when u dot, not u dot, a dot paying customer, a dot paying customer is equal to no, then then we have to calculate the download. So you can see d dot downloads, d dot download. So we can just write all, we can provide aggregate function for some for calculating the downloads. then d dot downloads else and now we are using the aggregate function, so we can just group by the date because we are filtering out the data by date, which is of we can just write all. So now you can see that we have the two columns. First is date, second is non-paying downloads. So now we will find the paying downloads. So for paying downloads, we can just write the another same line which is of some case when a dot paying customer is equal to yes, then d dot downloads else zero, and we can just see. Oh, cool. So we have to just sort it out the name of the query, which is of paying downloads. Okay, so and we can group by just by the date because we okay it is sorted out. Group by date, it is sorted out. Now we have just finalized our output. So in question you can see what the problem is: find the number of downloads for paying and non-paying users. So we have find out the downloads for paying users and the non-paying users. So we have just aliasing the wrong name. We were what we have to write is paying users and non-paying users. Users and non-paying users. Now it is correct. And after that, what they have said is by date. So we have find out by date. We have grouped out the by date. So it is sorted out by date. After that, what they have said, include only records where non-paying customers have more downloads than paying customers. So now we have to put out a condition also. For putting the condition with the group, we will just use the having clause. Just having in question, what they have said is non-paying include only reports where non-paying customers have more downloads than paying customers. So we just say include non-paying users is greater than paying users. If I enter now, you can see we have only the two rows. First is the March month of October, and we have the January month of October, because in the February month of October, the non-paying users is equal to paying users. So that's why it is filtered out. And after that, what they have said is okay, the output should be sorted by earliest date first. Okay, so we have to sort it by earliest date. So what we'll do is we'll just order by date. Okay, so now it is sorted by earlier date first. So it is the final answer of our question. So in final line, what they've said is find contains the columns date, non-paying downloads, and paying downloads. So it is all already covered in this problem. So that's all, guys. We solved this problem. Bye bye. That's all from my side for today's problem.